Now that we have talked about a preview of the material and also the pedagogical approaches for this course, let's now talk about the logistics. The logistics around this open online education. So it's actually interesting. This course is about the networks and will be delivered by these networks, including the internet, wireless networks. You might be watching this video at this moment using an iPhone or a smartphone on Android operating system over some cellular or Wi-Fi connections. You might have been actually irritated by degrading quality of the video or voice because of congestion in the internet. Now it's also, of course, about the YouTube phenomena. It is about the social network as well. Okay, this is a social learning experience, and it is precisely because of this social network that we can allow a self-scaling property that can scale up the resources. You are participating in a P2P network, except the peers are not computers but actual students. Okay. You contribute to the learning experience of others, and they contribute to yours. So this is, of course, about the networks that are delivered via these networks. Now, some of you have asked me, what about the prerequisites and what kind of difficulty can we anticipate in this course? Well, there are two prerequisites. One is linear algebra, the other is multivariable calculus, especially differentiation. We won't actually be using integration that much. And the basic understanding of very rudimentary probability ideas. Okay? But if you don't have that, it is easy to pick up in terms of what we need in this course. Now you may say, gee, I've never taken linear algebra course or multivariable calculus, or I've already forgotten about that. Well, then there are two solutions. One is that you will see that the video for all the 20 lectures are structured into modules, usually around 5 modules. Each module is 10 to 25 minutes long. Okay? And we follow the following flow. We start with a short answer to each of the 20 questions that structures this course. Then we go into a long answer. And then we go into examples. Then we go into advanced material. By the way, this is exactly the structure we use in each chapter of the textbook as well. Now, the short answer section in the book or in the video, that module, these are accessible by everyone. Okay. In fact, we probably won't be even using a single mathematical symbol in those parts of the lectures. And then as we go into the long answer sections of the modules, part of the answers will involve linear algebra and calculus. But most of them, I'll say perhaps 60 to 70% do not. And then when we go into numerical examples, these are completely numerical in almost all cases and require no symbolic operation. So they should be accessible by the vast majority of the students there. And we stop, actually. Okay? Advanced material sections in the textbook is not part of this course. Now, we may be making those videos and mark them as AM, advanced material, okay? But they are not part of this course. So if you look at this flow, even without linear algebra or calculus, you can probably get about, I would say, 70 to 80% of the material. Okay, so feel free to follow us. And as you know, that Princeton, as a policy, this semester at least, does not sign certificate at the end of this course. So there's no pass or fail to speak of anyway. You won't be embarrassing anyone if you just follow through the course. And when we talk about things involve these, you can just tune out or fast forward or something. Each lecture is pretty much independent of the previous ones. So I think you still get the vast majority of the content. Just be prepared to tune out every now and then. Okay? And also, in May 2013, okay, next spring, late spring and summer, we will offer a version of the same course that requires only addition and multiplication, which can be done on a calculator, I guess. So if you want, you can also take the version that doesn't involve any math beyond adding two numbers and multiplying two numbers. And we will still cover the essential ideas of these 20 questions back then. Well, about the level of difficulty here, there is a wide spectrum. For a technical course like this, we look at some of the statistics of technical courses in engineering on these kind of platforms, whether it's Coursera, Udacity, or edX, and often a few percent actually complete the course that is technical in nature. Okay? So we want to cater to the need of those people who would like to have a basic understanding, and that is valuable education experience. But we also want to give the few percent and a chance to challenge themselves. So what we want to do is to say, look, we will have simple multiple choice questions, okay, quiz questions. We have simple homework problems, and we'll have 70-80% of the video that everybody can access. If you want, you can just keep yourself to those parts of the course. But then, as you see in a minute, we'll also introduce a few challenging aspects, even beyond homework, for those who would like to go through the experience that require a lot of time consumption and a lot of preparation. So that in this way, we can cover, by and large, this wide spectrum of students, something like 38,000 of you out there. Now, the calendar, we're going to synchronize, at least in the fall semester, with Princeton's calendar, because the same identical course is being offered at Princeton University's undergrad curriculum. And therefore, the quizzes, the homeworks, the midterm and final exams will all follow Princeton's calendar. As you can see from the course page, as well as email, that we officially start September 17th, although this very lecture, Lecture 0, will be uploaded to YouTube channel and be available 1 week before. And in general, we will do the following. 1 week before the official start of that lecture, we will upload the video on YouTube, on iTunes U, and in this semester 2012 on the platform of Coursera. Okay. And the real lecture, today is not a real lecture. Lecture 1 starts September 19th at Princeton. So on that day, and probably a couple of days beyond that, the TAs and myself will be jumping into the discussion forum. Okay, and we will be also issuing homework at the same time as Princeton's course, which is every Wednesday. And homework solution will be released 1 week after that. So there will be 20 lectures beyond today's lecture, and they're on the Monday, Wednesday schedule. Now, except Princeton's calendar has a fall break, and also the Wednesday before Thanksgiving in the United States, we will not have a lecture because many students will be traveling. So for more details, you can look at the syllabus schedule on your email and or on the website. Now, of course, we'll be using Coursera this fall semester 2012 for the videos, for the homework, exams, and very importantly, for the discussion forum. And as I mentioned, the TAs and I will be jumping into this forum on a daily basis. Now, these videos will also be uploaded to YouTube and iTunes U. Many of you tap YouTube app on your smartphone or tablets when you're on the commute or waiting in the grocery stores checkout line or something. Okay? So they will be available over these two platforms too. Now, beyond Coursera, we'll use other 4 channels of communication. So altogether, there are actually 5 platforms for different purposes. Now, we will be building an archival quality wiki and blogs. So if you have a question about this homework problem, you say, gee, is that a typo in that homework assignment? Please go to discussion forum. But if you want to actually write a textbook, then come to this website, network20q.com. This is official class website, and we will be building a Archival Quality Wiki student-generated course material. If you want to write blogs, because if you look at the list of 20 topics, not just topics that we're focusing in a particular week, but any of these 20 topics. Okay, you open a newspaper, a radio, a TV, even movies these days. Every day you see many interesting stories relevant to these 20 questions. And we welcome your blogs. Okay, so we want to take the network20q.com blog as a platform to aggregate interesting contents generated by students like you, both for wiki and for blogging. And how do you access this? Well, you can use your Coursera username and passcode, and you'll be able to have access to write onto the wiki and the blogs here. So I encourage you to go take a look at network20q.com today. The third platform is Facebook. So please subscribe to me. You can find me, Meng Qiang, on Facebook. You can try friend me, or you can also do a one-directional link, subscribe to my wall, and we will have informal discussions on Facebook. We notice that when people write things on this kind of platform, they tend to be very focused on a specific point in the coursework. When they write on Facebook, they tend to free flow. Okay? And we like free flow. We also use Facebook for Meetup. Okay? I know there are some local chapters for Coursera students, and we want specific study groups for this course. So we'll be setting up local chapters, and the way to work, we'll come to that in a minute, and it will be operating on Facebook. The fourth channel is, of course, email. My email is qiang.coursera@gmail.com. That's where I'll be emailing from, and please feel free to email me as well. Now, when it's some quick message I want to communicate to you, I'm going to use Twitter. After all, this course talks about Facebook and Twitter and Wiki, so let's use them. Please follow us at Network20Q. And if you want me to send something out, retweet, just direct message me. And if something indeed of interest to the class, I will do a retweet. So for fun and quick communication, we'll be using Twitter. In summary, Coursera, course website, Facebook, Twitter, and email for different purposes. What about the textbook? This is a recommended textbook. And I hate to say it's actually written by the same guy, by myself. And it's recently published. How recent? It's like published a couple of days ago by Cambridge University Press. And now you can purchase it either on cambridge.org or on Amazon. And I don't know what's the discount Amazon gives, but cambridge.org, their discounted price is something like $40. Okay. So this is a 500-page textbook that was written explicitly to go with this course. It was written at the same time that this course was developed. And the 20 questions and answers follow exactly the order of this course. Now, more interesting perhaps, said books, not a single book, is that we will be writing a book together, you and me. The wiki of archival quality that I just mentioned on network20q.com webpage. At the end of this course, we'll be collecting those wiki entries, and we will publish a book, at least an ebook, maybe even a physical book that's co-authored by maybe thousands of students, a massively student-authored textbook. So if you would like to participate in that, please start writing the wikis on those websites. Now, to those who want to challenge yourself, we'll give you an opportunity to do that. And we will be providing ample rewards for those who pour their hearts into such an exercise. Now, you have access to educational material. What about access to career-changing or even life-changing opportunities? So here is a pilot program, an experiment, what we call Grand Challenge Homework, GCH. There will be about 10 of those that will be issuing over the first half of the course. And these are very challenging. They're open-ended. They might be proving a theorem that actually we don't know how to prove. Might be designing a brand new system with commercial potential. It might be writing a piece of code to do something that's highly non-trivial to do. And they're really challenging and potentially time-consuming. And we only expect maybe a couple of hundred of you will actually attempt these GCH. And they may take a few weeks, they may take a month or two. But if you work your heart out, then we will go through a couple of rounds of screening with the TAs, and then with me Skyping with you. And then the finalist will be coming over to the US. At Princeton, I will fly in some of the finalists. And maybe in my research lab at Princeton, we would like to engage you one way or another, a student, a contractor, a visitor of some kind. And I have also lined up a pilot program of IIP, Investor and Industry Partners. Now, there are about 5 venture capitalists and 5 leading networking companies, from world-famous research organization to startups founded by major figures in the industry. And these 5 VCs and 5 networking companies have agreed to work with me on creating GCH content and to screen the finalists. And if they like what you've done, they may also fly you in. Maybe you together create a new product. Maybe you together create your own company. So just wait for the signal when GCH will be coming your way. We'll be announcing them in the coming weeks. And to all of you, not just those who would like to try it out on GCH, to all of you, we'll be offering what we call kudos, because Princeton, as a policy this semester at least, does not offer signed certificate. We will be providing our virtual pat on your back. If you do a really nice jobs on blog, on wiki, and coming up, we'll be announcing interesting projects and experiments. Okay, not as challenging or time-consuming as GCH. Everybody welcome to participate, of course. If you do a really good job over there, we'll be announcing your name on Twitter, Facebook, and Network 20Q website. Now, Meetup. This is an online platform, but sometimes you cannot replace face-to-face interactions. So if there are interests in forming study groups for local chapters, okay, in the same city, in the same university or corporation, then please let me know by email, for example, and I'll set it up on Facebook with an open group. Okay, create an open group on Facebook, for example, okay, Network Friends Money Bites study group in Los Angeles, in Mumbai. And anyone, because it's an open group, can sign up, and you guys then can decide if you want to form a study group to get together on a regular basis. And I'll be traveling extensively, so anytime I travel to a city, I will let the group know and see if there might be interest to get together, grab a drink together, and have a face-to-face discussion of the material and the pedagogical approaches in this course. So just let me know if you'd like to have me create such open groups on Facebook. Now, finally, what's going on at Princeton University then? Of course, it would be entirely weird if in Princeton I repeat the same video lectures that they can watch on YouTube anyway. So, the other side of the coin is flipped classroom, as in Khan Academy. So the Princeton students in my course, the undergrads, will be required to finish watching the video before they come to the classroom. And in the classroom, we'll be doing discussions and debates, like in business school and law school. We'll be doing demos and experiments, and we'll be doing guest lectures. So some of these guest lectures and some of the demos and experiments actually will be recorded. Okay, subject to consent and be made open to public. We'll put them on YouTube as well. Now, who are we then? And perhaps much more importantly, we want to know who are you. Now here's a list of teaching staff at Princeton. I'm Meng Chiang. I'm a professor of electrical engineering at Princeton. And I've been here for 9 years since my PhD at Stanford. And we have Chris Brinton, Arpin Ghosh, Michael Wang as 3 wonderful TAs working very hard to make this a rewarding experience for all of you. And then we have also our Robert Warren joining us. We have Andrew Choi helping with the programming interfaces with Coursera. And Felix Wang is a PhD student who works on online social network in my lab and will be participating and helping out as well. Okay. And I want to acknowledge wonderful support from a lot of people, including a few undergrads and several graduate students who helped create this brand new course. Actually started just last year, 2011 at Princeton. Without their support, we wouldn't be where we are today in fall 2012, this September, to offer this to all of you. Now, what about you? Now, we want to understand who you are, and therefore, when the course website officially launches on September 17th, the same day as the course starts at Princeton campus, please participate in this demographic survey. We're going to keep it confidential, and we will only be asking questions such as, roughly which age group are you in, or what kind of education background do you have. We have no bearing on your performance on the course. All we want to do is to correlate demographics with the activity data we'll be logging in the future to enhance our pedagogical style through this experiment. So we welcome your feedback. You know all the communication channels now. Email me, direct message me, or post information on your Facebook wall, and of course discussion forums on Coursera and blogs on class websites. So many communication channels. Please do let us know. How do you find the material? How do you find the teaching? How do you find the learning environment in this experiment? We'll track student performance. Even though we do not sign certificate at the end, we do anticipate you to do the homework and the exams and be able to complete the course. And we'll be tracking the performance for statistical data, okay? Not for individual ones, but for statistical data, so that we can adjust our pedagogical style during this semester and in the future offering of this course on these open platforms. Now, of course, given the wide spectrum of the students out there, from 10 years olds to 80-year-olds, from people with a lot of math and programming background to those who don't, we want all of you to have a rewarding experience, but we simply cannot make everybody happy in a course that is technical like this one. Okay? But we will try to make education as personalized as possible, and we need your help to make that happen. Well, each of these lectures, videos, is divided into around 5 modules. They add up to about, I'll say, on average 80 minutes, range from 70 to 100 minutes. And then the advanced material part in the future will add another 20 to 30 minutes. But that's not really part of this course anyway. As we come to the end of this Lecture Zero's video, I want to highlight that there are many interesting topics we'll be covering. Okay, so tighten your seatbelt. I'm going to enjoy the journey. And the more you pour time into this course, the more you will enjoy it. Okay, if I plot, your happiness in taking this technical course, okay, as a function of the time that you put in it, okay, it's actually an increasing function. And if I may postulate, it probably increases more like this. Okay, the more time you put in, the happier you are in taking this course. And the rate of increase of your happiness actually also goes up as you put in more time. Now we'll be talking about networks of many kinds, not just social network or economic network, but also the technological networks that provide the foundation of all those services. They run your life. Okay, just imagine a day without the more than dozen kind of networks on the first slide of this lecture. And you've got to know them. You've got to know the cool engineering artifacts. You may want to know some of the mathematical models that help you sharpen your understanding of them. But most importantly, you want to know the big ideas behind these networks. And as a course about networks and delivered via networks, we take a great amount of enthusiasm in this open online education experiment. As in any experiment, we don't know the results. The results will be partially driven by you. But one thing is certain. We know the days of lecturing to a closed-door hall is walking into the ash heap of history. We know the future of education will be personalized. The future of education will be intertwined with these networks. And these networks, these 20 questions, the questions that I wish I knew the answer back 1 or 2 years ago, will be the subject of this course. So with you, with your peers, 38,000 of them out there, and me and my teaching staff here, we're going to get started on this exciting journey, get started to formulate and answer these 20 questions, and we're going to get started to understand these networks that our lives depend on today. So see you at the next lecture, Lecture 1.